the abolishment of the caliphate, the Balfour Declaration, and the Sykes-Picot Agreement, right? Basically, these are the three would you agree that these are the three humiliations that the Muslim Brotherhood was a response to, because it shows how pathetic and weak the Islamic world was, and how far away they were from their peak, and how much the West, everything is now based on the order of the Western power. The abolishment of the caliphate was basically showing that the Islamic order is no more. The Balfour Declaration was an insult, because they saw the beginning of Israel as a Western conspiracy to come into the heart of the Islamic world and create a country by the Western powers, so that the Islamic Ummah will never be united again. Like, come in right in the middle of it to build a country so that the Western powers could have their own presence in the middle of what was the Islamic world, as an excuse to make sure, first of all, they're present there, and also to make sure that by putting the Jews there, that this whole thing will, even though it's a small country, it's basically, it's like a wound in the middle of the Islamic world, just so that it constantly keeps infecting this whole Ummah project, and avoids it from ever coming together again. And that's why everyone that is trying to bring back the Ummah together again, is always thinks that one of the main steps in this project is to destroy Israel. So that was the Balfour Declaration and the Sykes-Picot Agreement, which basically defines the borders in what used to be the Islamic powers, based on the agreements of Western powers. So these are Western powers coming out and coming here and deciding, here's your country, this is your country, this is your border, which was a source of huge humiliation. Would you agree that these are the three main sources of humiliations that these people experience and want to overcome? Which led to eventually the Muslim Brotherhood being a response to it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that is totally true. As you precisely described it as the humiliation, that is true. It is a feeling of decline. You know, if you study the last 100 years, there is a literature of losing something, as I said, losing your head. So a literature of decline. They believe that soon after we lost the Islamic Caliphate, so we lost everything. So we are not anymore superior. So we are not anymore advanced in science, in military, in having our territorial under ourselves. We became a colonized country. Remember that a majority of the Muslim country became under the colonialized system, except Iran and Afghanistan and one more other. All that huge territories that I've shown you, that how big is it, they became under the colonizing system. So this is a very bad feeling, that you are not respected anymore. You are not a respected role. You are not as respected. You don't have any respectful authority. Yes, after the losing or abolition of the caliphate in New Turkey of Ataturk in 1924, they started to think what happens. Three things. First of all, they understood that a very notorious agreement took shape under the name of Sykes-Picot. This is in 1916, first Sykes-Picot, because it's still in the middle of the First War. First war started in 1914, and this agreement between Britain and France reached to divide and to split the left territory of the Ottomans in the Middle East between themselves, between Britain and between France. So this first happened in 1916. In 1918, the war is over. But the Ottoman is a defeated country. Is the defeated country. So what happened after that? In 1970, I forgot to say, in 1917, Balfour Declaration took shape by the British government of promising to Jewish community to create a Jewish land, a Jewish country, a Jewish state for the Jewish people around the world. So this is called Balfour Declaration. So first of all, they considered that by Sykes-Picot Agreement, they divided us. They divided our territory. By believing in Balfour Declaration, they consider as a notorious agreement, notorious declaration, which caused to create a cancer, as they prescribe, a cancer in the heart of the Muslim territory, because all this Middle East area were Muslim country. There was no Jewish country. So they consider Balfour Declaration as a notorious declaration which implanted a cancer in the heart of the
cancer being, for people who know the cancer, for people who don't know the Balfour, the cancer being Israel. So planting Israel as a cancer in the Islamic world.
Later on ended to the creation of Israel in 1948, so in 1916, 1917, and by the end of the war, the two things happened. First, the map of there is no Ottoman Caliphate in the world map, and there is no ruling of the system of Islamic. So all this created a very bad feeling that we have lost everything, and that everything is that we have lost our head. Here is the point. So we have to try to bring it back. So after this, after 1928, in which the Muslim Brotherhood was created by Hassan al-Banna, after that, everything started. Everything. The Muslim Brotherhood is the role model for every Islamic movement talk ship during the last 100 years, no matter in Muslim country, in Shia country, or in Sunni country. So here comes the question that how it affected Iran as a Shia country, because Shia doesn't believe to the caliphate. So the question is this. If Muslim Brotherhood wants to recreate the Islamic Ummah under the caliphate, so it's why it affected Iran, which is a Shia country. It is a very good question. Shall I go to this point to address this question, or you have question?
Please do.
Okay. Yeah. So the question, because there was a question raised by somebody about how it affected on Iran. Look, to my understanding, Islam as a Shia, Iran as a Shia country with a majority of Shia. 98% of Iranian population are Muslim. So only 2% are non-Muslim. And from this 98%, almost 95% are Shia. So Sunnis are a minority. But during all these long years, Shia never created a Shia running state. Yes, we have Safavid dynasty, but Safavid dynasty never has been claiming that we are going to implement, we are going to apply Sharia in the system. No, even in the history you read that Shah Abbas has was drinking alcohol, or had something that against the Islamic Sharia. So they were not believing in applying the Sharia in the system during the Safavid. So it was not. They were Shia, but they were not claiming that we are ruling this country based on the fiqh of Sharia of Shia. Now, how this so how the idea of Ummah came to Iran? I believe, and I claim, I strongly believe that all these terms are exported to Iran. Are exported to Iran. What do I mean by exported? Because if you go, I mean, some 50 or some 100 years back, never, no thinkers, no philosophers, no writer, no author in Iran has been talking about jihad, has been talking about, no one was talking about Ummah, no one was talking about the Sharia, no one. Well, Muslim people were Shia, when people was practicing Islam, was practicing faith, practicing salat, praying or fasting, but never believing in Ummah or things. All are exported into Iran. But you ask me how this has happened. This has happened when, if I show you this picture, look into this. Wait a second. As I've said, I've said that this person, I mean, say the quote, is a very progenitor of pan-Islamism. He is a very figure father in popularizing Islam. To know that how influential his role was, just I have collected some of his books. He has written too many books. He wrote too many books that I have collected a bunch of them. His books is translated even into some 50 languages. Armin, this is very, I mean, huge figure if you understand that an author write a book and his book is translated 50 languages from the world, including Persian language. So then your question is that who translated his book from Arabic to the Persian language? Here's the answer. Here is the answer that Ali Khamenei translated his book to Farsi language. I don't have the picture of Ali Khamenei. You know him. Ali Khamenei, when was between his 20s and 30s, has translated 3 books of the Sayyid Qutb. This is Sayyid Qutb. This picture tells us a lot. And this picture is the beginning of the connection between Sunnis and Shia. In left side, you see Sayyid Qutb, as I discussed about, and I told that how important this man was. You see, this is his books. Look, and among his books, a lot of them is translated into Farsi. But this is the moment of connection between a Shia cleric and a Sunni cleric.
That's